Karen from the HOA thought my lawn was a shortcut. Every morning, she'd stomp right across it, coffee in one hand, attitude in the other. I told her to stop. I warned her nicely. But she just smirked and said, "It's community property, sweetie." So, I built something she'd never forget. It all started in a quiet suburb outside Austin, Texas, where I just bought my first home. It wasn't fancy, but it was mine, a little slice of peace with a green front yard I worked hard to keep perfect. The neighborhood had one big problem though, the HOA, and the woman who ran it, Karen Moore. She was the self-appointed president, even though no one ever remembered voting for her. She'd patrol the street like she owned it, pointing out people's trash cans, paint colors, even how high your grass grew. But her favorite thing? Cutting across my lawn every single morning on her way to the mailbox. It wasn't even a shortcut, it just saved her 3 steps from using the sidewalk. At first, I let it go. Then one day, after mowing, she walked through again, and her heels dug deep into my freshly seeded patch. I called out, "Hey, could you please not walk there? I just replanted that area." She didn't even slow down. "Relax," she said. "This is HOA property. Everything in front of the sidewalk belongs to the community." That wasn't true. I'd checked the property line. It was definitely my lawn. But she didn't care. The next morning, same thing. Then again. So I politely printed a small sign, "Private property, please stay off grass." Guess who tore it down that afternoon? Yep. Karen. A week later, I got a letter from the HOA. It said I'd violated aesthetic standards with unauthorized signage. She'd actually written me up for my own warning sign. That's when I decided, if she wanted to play HOA games, I'd play better. I called a local fencing company. They told me to get HOA approval first. So I did, by sending in a polite, formal request for a low decorative barrier to protect new landscaping. The HOA, run by Karen, approved it immediately. She probably didn't even read the full description. 2 weeks later, my decorative barrier arrived. 8 feet tall. Solid cedar panels. With a locking gate. I built the whole thing in one weekend with my brother, right along the property line. When Karen saw it Monday morning, she nearly dropped her coffee. She stormed over. "What is this?" she yelled. "My fence," I said cheerfully. "Approved by the HOA. You signed it yourself." Her jaw actually dropped. "You can't block my path," she shouted. "Oh, you mean my grass?" I replied. Then I handed her a laminated copy of the property survey. She turned red, muttered something about checking the bylaws, and stormed off. 2 days later, I got another letter, this time demanding I remove the fence for being too tall. Except, the HOA's own rulebook allowed privacy fences up to 8 feet. I'd measured mine perfectly. The rest of the neighborhood loved it. People waved, laughed, and one guy even said, "Finally someone put her in her place." But the real fun started a week later. A sudden storm blew through one night, and Karen's brand new flower pots, the one she bragged about constantly, got knocked over. Guess where they landed? Right in front of my fence camera. See, I'd installed a small motion sensor camera, just to make sure no one accidentally damaged my new fence. And guess who came sneaking over in the dark, trying to move the evidence? Yep. Karen. Next HOA meeting, I played the footage for everyone. The room went dead silent. Even the vice president whispered, "She's done." By the next month, Karen had stepped down from her position. Her replacement? A nice retired teacher who actually cared about the community. Now my yard stays perfect, and no one cuts through it anymore. That's the thing about people like Karen, they mistake politeness for weakness. But sometimes, all it takes to teach respect is a well-built fence. If you believe karma always finds its way. Speech balloon comment, respect property. Red heart, like the video, and bell subscribe for more real-life revenge stories that prove you don't mess with the wrong neighbor.